This is gonna be a love reading. I'm like mid putting my lip gloss on, sorry. Don't make it fit if it's not for you. The light's shifting because it's like by the trees, so it's probably gonna go in and out throughout the video. Don't mind the lighting. I am very excited. I'm going to pull tarot from a few different decks. I've got 3 decks here. I've got my classic, my Cosmos, and I've got this new Divine Feminine tarot deck that I'm really excited about. So we're gonna pull from these 3 decks and we're gonna just find out what's up with love. Before we even begin, I'm actually already feeling a union. But to which degree the union is, I'm gonna let the tarot cards tell us. So, calling in our teams of light, the angels above, with and through us, the guardians that watch over us that are of the light, and the team of light of this beautiful collective here to share any divine messages in regards to union and love coming in towards this person at this time. All right, you guys know me. I'm gonna start with classic tarot because for me, I just like love classic tarot. That's like what resonates the most for me. Obviously, we can just get into the reading. Sometimes these like positions I put myself in are so uncomfortable. Oh, you know what I'm actually hearing immediately? I'm hearing that this union is gonna feel a little uncomfortable for you. And I don't think that's in a bad way. I actually think it's in a really, really good way. I think that you don't, whoa, you know when spirit just like takes over you and like just starts talking? I do personally love the introductions though, because I love that it gets rid of anybody that's like really not meant to be in this message. Like usually it takes like a sense of patience, and you wouldn't even be getting this message or moving into this type of a union if you didn't already have patience, right? So I'm already getting this energy that like this union is gonna kind of test you, because it's gonna be a little bit uncomfortable, because it's gonna be something that I just feel like you haven't had love in a long time. To be honest, I feel like you haven't been in love in a long time. Not that you haven't been in love, you've been in love with life, you've been in love with people, you've been in love with like a lot, which is how you're attracting this, but but there's also like a sense of like you haven't been in love with a specific soul in union, in like divine union, in a very long time. Like I think it's been a while, and I think it's been awesome, but I also think this is going to be awesome for you. And it's also going to challenge you a lot, because there's going to be quite a few shifts, and it's also going to challenge you. I'm getting this really strong message from the angels that like it's really going to challenge you to allow yourself to be loved, to receive. Like I'm getting a really receptive love union. Like it's going to be like, I think you're actually going to be given a lot more, given to and given a lot more than you've ever been given in your life, whether that be energetically or in all the realms and all the planes. But I'm getting a very, very strong, like you're gonna be just like literally showered in love, and it's gonna be pretty profound. Literally, I'm like just channeling. Like I'm gonna read tarot. Ah! Oh my god, do you see this shadow right here? I wonder if there's going to be an aspect of like this person is going to fall in love with both your light and your shadow side, and they're gonna, oh, I've channeled for this before. I think I did this on TikTok though. I'm so excited this is coming back through. But this person is going to fall in love with your shadow side also, and they're actually going to love all the parts of you that you haven't felt like you could fully show up or show others. You totally see them yourself. Like I think that you've learned to love all the sides of you, and that's what's calling this in truly for you. But I do so many like personal readings that this one's definitely like, I'm gonna focus on the love for this one. But like, yeah, like I think this person is gonna love all the parts of you that you feel like you can't really be around everybody. And I think that they're gonna love those parts of you even more than all the light aspects of you, right? Okay, I'm gonna pull a few cards because this just like, I just sent it so fast. Spirit was just really present. Okay, hold on. Angels, what do you want to say? I know you guys, I like follow a bunch of tarot readers who like do, I literally bought like a desktop thing to like do above tarot readings, but like I haven't decided if I'm gonna do that yet, because like I love you guys and like I kind of like hanging out like this, like how we do. I think it's like really, really cute. So like I just kind of want to like read like this like makes me so happy to like be with you and have it be so like so present and real, right? Okay, what do you want to say about this love union? This deck is brand new, and so it sends stuff out in chunks right now. I'm like, I need to use this deck more so that it like flips not in chunks. What I've been doing is taking just the top card. Okay, we're gonna get a couple more from this other deck and then I'll read. But you already kind of got the gist. I do think there's gonna be a bit of enhancement of, I guess I can just start while I'm pulling, right? Just talking out loud to you, or besties, this is the vibe. Yeah, so this relationship is really going to test you. I think there's going to be some illusions and some walls that you have within relationships that need to be shattered. And I think that it also has to do with your finances, and it has to do with your physical world, and like again, like how you receive and how you receive. Oh, how do I say this? Like how you're given to and how you're able to shift what you receive like back into the world. And I think that there's a sense of like you've never really been given everything that you need in order to like put stuff back into the world. And so I really feel like this relationship, or not even a relationship, I'm not getting that word, like I'm really getting union, is like really powerful and potent. It's just gonna like, I think it's gonna help you rise is what I'm getting. And I'm also getting that like it's gonna help you elevate to the next like version of yourself, which I think like there's a lot of balance here, and there's a lot of Libra energy also, and there's angelic energy like Archangel Michael, as well as a lot of opportunities. So again, like you're gonna be given to, you're gonna be literally, I feel like there's just gonna be like platters, like silver platters of so many different things are just going to be handed to you, where like there may be moments where you feel a little overwhelmed, right? Where you feel a little like, and again, this is that testing those, I just love when I read and like the cards that come out totally make sense with the message. I'm like, Spirit, you're on something, you know what I mean? But like there's gonna be these moments where you feel a little bit like overwhelmed, but also where you feel really excited. Like you're gonna be like, I've never had this much access before, is like kind of the energy that I'm getting. And so in certain moments, like especially in the very beginning, it's gonna feel really uncomfortable for you, because you're gonna have to challenge yourself to like learn some new things and like balance some new things into your reality that I don't think you've ever had to balance before. And yeah, I'm also getting a message that in the past you've had to do everything by yourself. Like in the past and throughout most of your life, you've really had to, I'm hearing that you're kind of self-built. Like you've never had anyone that, you've had support, but you've never had anyone that like supported you in the sense of like building your dreams with you, or like, oh, like I even feel like you've probably had people say like, good job, like I'm so proud of you at certain moments in your life, but like the moments before that, I'm getting that you didn't really have very many people that were like, just like so supportive of you, like from a sense of center, that like they saw all of your potential and they were like, yeah, go, like I'm literally here just to be your cheerleader and give you anything you need to succeed, you know, like that's the energy that I'm getting that's gonna come from this union that you're coming into. And everything that everything that you felt like you're carrying for so long, like you've been carrying so much for so long, all in yourself, and I'm just getting that that's going to be released. Like there's going to be a sense of like you almost, it's so hard to explain, but I'm getting like a massive weight off your shoulders, but at the same time, you're going to feel like you have no grounding almost, because you're like, I've always had to, oh my God, you know what I'm hearing? Okay. hold on. I'm distracted. Let me get a couple of cards and then let me jump into it. I'm getting this sense of like, there we go. This like, it's not empty. It's like a hot air balloon feeling. Like it's almost like it's like you're being lifted up by balloons. You know what I mean? Literally soulmates. Are you kidding me? That's the energy that I'm getting. Like I'm getting this sense of like, instead of feeling so grounded, because like you've had so much, bruh, wait, sorry, I just called you bruh. I do that to everybody. Do you see this? Okay, let me get back to where I was. Thank you so much for your patience. So everything that you've been carrying for so long has kind of been like this weight that's been on top of you, and as this is like being lifted and delegated in different ways, you're going to almost feel like you have no sense of grounding, because you're going to feel like a light, like your soul is like off the ground for the first time ever, and it's going to feel unfamiliar, because there's going to be this sense of like, you've been so used to walking like with 2 feet deep in the mud your whole life that like when you're finally out of the mud, you're almost like, I have like no balance. Like it's not even the sense of like no balance. It's a lot more of like, I feel like you're gonna have a lot of moments in your life that come throughout this relationship where you're kind of like, oh, well, what do I do now? If like, it's almost like this sense of like, maybe this also correlates to more than just your relationships and like anyone else that's just here hanging maybe. If you're not resonating with the relationship part and you're just hanging, I'm getting this is a message that's more universal. But there's this sense of like, you're gonna have these moments where like you've always had so much to place in, you know, like you've always had to worry about this or that or this or that, or like not even worry, but just like it's always been in the back of your mind. And it's kind of this sense of like, if you take all that away and it's just taken care of, how much time have you been afforded? You know, like suddenly everything is free. It's like, what do you do with so much availability? What do you do with like so much time to craft? What do you do with like so much faith and so much support and so much belief, you know? Because I feel like you've always done that for yourself, and like that's always been like almost a little exhausting, but like you've built the muscles to do it, but then it's like gone, and then you're like, or it's taken care of, not gone, like it's still gonna be in your reality, but it's just gonna be like more taken care of. And like there's gonna be moments where you're just a little unsure like how to navigate the shift of energy and like how light you feel, right? Especially after like feeling so dense for so long. And it's not like the density was bad, like you honestly fell in love with it, you know what I mean? But then like all of a sudden now it's just like so taken care of. I'm literally getting this crazy, can you see this? Like I'm getting this crazy, like you almost like are out of breath, like a little speechless, like you're just like, oh, now what? Okay. It's almost just like this like sense of awe and this sense of like wonder, like I'm getting massive wonder, like you're just like, oh, whoa, okay. And I think that there's gonna be a lot of energy and space freed up for you to like really shift your direction of where you're putting energies to, which is gonna be really cool for you. But that's more on that was that like snippet of like more universal. Now we're going back into the reading. But yeah, I think that this is like, this is gonna feel so beautiful for you because you're gonna feel extremely taken care of, and it's just gonna feel very I have the nut. I can't show you this. Well, I guess I could show you this deck. Why did that just fall? There's a naked lady. Oh, and the battery's dying. Let me switch it. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I literally had to go outside to my car to get the battery because I left it in there. Okay, the angels also told me to slow down a little bit, so I'm gonna slow down a little bit for you. But this is gonna be like a very, very, very beautiful, just like union. It's gonna be funny because I'm getting this message that it's gonna be kind of like a union of self, but it's a union of like, again, like with soulmates, we have life on earth here and soulmates. So I think that this is going to be a union with someone that you chose on the other side before you came into this body. And I'm actually getting this message too that like it could be someone that like throughout most of your life, like you didn't, when you meet them you'll know, okay, but like throughout most of your life you probably never saw yourself as like ending up in this position. Like you almost like you had to go through a really, 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 really long journey of self and like exploring yourself and finding yourself and like rising to like loving yourself. I feel like there's so much in here. And like I feel like in a few of my other videos we kind of encompass a lot of that like journey energy, and I feel like you probably definitely resonate with a few of those other messages. But like what I'm getting is that even before you came here, like when you were just a soul or energy or whatever you believe in, right? And you chose the map of this life, you wrote the map or the timeline of this life. Like you were like, I want this to happen and this to happen and this to happen and this to happen. And then like everything weaves together, right? Throughout your timelines. You wrote this person and you knew this person on the other side. And you literally made a union and a pact together to have a soulmate union in this lifetime. And so this is just such a cool message, but you literally know this person, and like throughout your life you had to work through all of this like worthiness in order to rise, to realize that you are worthy of this person. And I think when you meet them, that's all gonna like, it's all gonna make sense, right? You know what, one of my poems that's going to be in my upcoming book, it just came through. It's no one else makes sense the way you do. And that's literally exactly how you're going to feel. And this is going to be so special. Let me just, I just got so overwhelmed. This is so funny. Wow, so interesting. Okay, let me see. Okay. Love a good silence, right? It's like we're actually hanging out. These cards are just so wild. Like, there's a little tiny person in this one. Do you see it? Focus on the card. I just wish you could see. There's a little tiny person in this one, and he's like going through the unknown area. It's just so cute. He's like, okay. I just got so overwhelmed with that. So much joy. Okay, there's a part of this message that's coming through that's basically telling me that in the past, there have been loves in your life that have swept you up like a tornado, literally. Like, and I'm getting that through the tornado, there was a lot of loss that came through and a lot of heartbreak that came through too. And the funny thing is that when something, I'm gonna use this is kind of sensitive content, right? Like this concept is a little bit sensitive, so let's just like, it's an analogy, let's use it as like a reference of energy. But like when something like a tornado happens, like a natural disaster is what's coming through, there is debris that is left over and loss and hurt, right? These birds have been like hurt, and this literally came out next to this one. And I'm getting this sense that like you've moved through this type of like being swept up so deeply. And since this is a love reading, I'm getting a really strong energy that like this is like what you've experienced already, and that's why this new union, or this union that's coming in for you, is gonna also like put you in such a state of awe, because I just don't think you've ever felt or experienced something this good and this kind and this beautiful. And like, I think that you have found beauty. Okay, so what I was saying is like, when this type of like experience comes through, when you get swept up like that in such a tornado, and then you have to watch everything fall after the fact, right? You kind of like witness what's there, but you also witness and you experience this insane new depth of appreciation and love, right? There's this whole new version of you that literally gets birthed out of this type of an experience. And it's such a like beautiful, like almost like respectful energy for the fact that you're alive, and like for the fact that you felt everything to the depth that you felt it. And so I think that like what you've been through in the past was all things that you also signed up for when you were on the other side. Like, I think that you really like wanted to experience all of that stuff because of the depth and the beauty that you knew you would find afterwards. And don't make this reading fit if it doesn't fit, okay? Like, if you haven't been through this, this probably isn't a reading for you. But this is like so potently like this, you went through this to come to the version of you that you are today, to have the deep centered appreciation that you could use to find yourself and journey into yourself, so that you could attract in this union, which is actually going to be a massive reflection of yourself through this person. Like, this union is going to be like, that's the whole point of soulmates, right? Like, that's the whole point, is that they reflect so much of you back into you. It's like you guys are from the same energy, you're from the same star, right? And you just separated to re-find each other back on earth. I am getting here with the unknown and the peacemaker. We kind of already touched on this a little bit. The peacemaker is like the type of energy, like, I think how I said that this person that's coming in for you, this union, is going to be like so good and so kind, and like just like softer than anything you've ever felt, and also just like anchored like nothing you've ever felt in this world. And this is the energy of the peacemaker that I'm getting. And I think for you, because you've been through so much, and you've just like, you've really raw dogged it through so many like heart aching moments, this relationship is gonna feel like utter peace to you. Like, it's gonna feel like, I'm almost getting a sense of like too good to be true, but at the same time you've risen so much within yourself that you know it isn't too good to be true. You know, it's just true. Like, it's just honest and like happening. And it's not too good, because you know that you deserve it, and that you always have deserved it, because you've come to this point of like utter self-worth that is beautiful and abundant, right? With the unknown here, I think that this is kind of going to encapsulate a lot of the energy kind of that we've talked about throughout. Like, I think there's going to be like in the beginning how I was mentioning that there's going to be just a little bit of like those like moments of unknown, those moments of like, like, okay, like there's gonna be that little bit of like just like shift, right? And I think that that's gonna be a lot of the unknown. But I'm also getting one more message that this relationship is unknown to you. Like, it's going to feel like nothing, like you're walking through into something you've never ever seen before. It's gonna feel like very unknown as it's happening, and it's just gonna feel so, I just want you to know that it's gonna feel so in alignment, and like you and this person are gonna know very, very quickly on that like there is just this like massive amount of like depth between the two of you, and like it's literally gonna feel like you know each other. Like, it's gonna feel familiar. Like, this essence of love, like you've already felt it before, and you felt it on the other side when you chose this person to come into union with in this life. So this is gonna feel very, very, very much like you're looking at someone almost like they're your higher self, and it's another part of you And then you're gonna fall in love with them. And they're gonna reflect so much back to you, and you're gonna reflect so much back to them, but you're two souls from the same star, right? And so you're literally gonna be experiencing almost like falling in love with yourself, but like it's this soul, you know, in this experience, in this human body. And that is literally the most beautiful like epitome of like soulmates coming together on earth that I've literally ever even, like, I don't know where this stuff comes from. I'm just like turned myself into this like hollowed body, and I just vessel, and the angels just go mad. They're so cool. But yeah, that's I'm literally so in awe by this entire message, and I'm so excited for you. And the only thing I have left to say is it's been a long time coming, and you deserve every second. I love you so much. If this reading resonated with you, you're gonna have to let me know, and I will see you in the next message. I'm back just because the Lovers was at the bottom of the deck. I just had to show you. That's so insane. I love you.